Well there, hello and welcome back to the grind on 1976 BMW 2002. So anybody new, welcome to you too also. So now this week I was working on the rear quarter panel, or this area here, inside and outside. So the inside is new floor bit in there, and that's the bracketing for to hold the gas tank in, and the outside new patch panel put in here, and I built a patch panel for just right up in that area there. Was suspect. Everything back together and looking pretty good. So hang around, see everything I did, and please enjoy it, like it, subscribe. Come on back for more. It's a nice little car, this thing. Okay, see you later. Well, here I am, another week starting on the BMW 1976-2002 BMW. Now, this one, like if you've been following along, sort of worked around the front end, got that put together more or less, no fenders. Got one of the doors done. Then I worked on, last week I was working on that side of the car over here, getting this, what do you call that? That's the wheel, spare tire well, and then the outside put back together. Put a, like the car came with a patch panel for the bottom there, and it's worked in pretty well. Now this side here, there was a bunch of missing stuff in here too, so I fixed that. But this side, this is where the gas tank goes, this hole. And then this is, I think it's suspect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build just a little, like the part that goes around here, from about here to here. I'll build that piece, put it in, and then I have something solid to work from here. Then I can take out what's rusty on this side, and then I'll work on getting the this same as I did last on the other side over here. I'll work on getting that all put together. See how that works out. Yeah, so I cut a piece of steel, just, you know, well, first I cut one way too wide because I wouldn't be able to stretch that. Or, yeah, anyhow, I stretched it all to make it sort of fit the contour here. So now it sits right in like that. Like that, and then there's no space anywhere, so it's good. Now I want to get that to slide in, so I've measured from the wall. Let me get you down here. Measured from the wall back here to the existing thing right here. From that wall back to the existing, it's 12 centimeters to right here across that line. Now I've got plug welds here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 isn't holding much. So I'll see if I can get them out of there, and then I'll cut this piece out and the new piece will slide in underneath, we hope. We'll see. Yeah, where am I to here? So this bit here, here's this is that rubber bit. It goes in here, right? Oh, wrong way, like this. That idea. In there, and that's what the bumper slides into. So now, I wanted to get that out of the way so I wouldn't melt it when I'm welding. So I've got the little piece made. Where is it? Down on the floor. Wait a minute. Give me a second, I'll show you. Anyhow, there, like I've got this curved piece made, and it'll be the right distance when I measure it across there. And Now I want to add on to this curved piece this bit of floor piece that goes in here, because I'm not going to, this is as far as I'll cut the this part. Like it'll come, goes about there, comes across, make it come down here, here, and here, because this is all pretty good up here. Anything up, yeah, that's all really good up in there. So that's what I'll do, is I'll make this piece to go to about here. Well, it doesn't even have to go that far, just to there. And then that'll fill in this hole here. So I'll get that stuff cut out of there and make the, then the floor piece has to add on to here. So I'll work on that. That'll be a challenge. Okay, all of a sudden something fairly simple turned into something not as simple. Anyhow, here I was trying to, I'll get a light in here. Trying to make it so I could get this floor done in here. Then this, like this is the same as the other side, and I remember I cut off that piece on the other side, and then it's all full of seam sealer in behind there too, so I got to get that cleaned out of there. So, and I want to keep that piece of the car, so I'll cut the car off here. Well, that the whole panel gets to here, so that's what I'll do, and then I'll put a new piece in here for it. That'll be, this piece here used to be there, and it might be partially usable. We'll see how it works out. I know that it comes over to about here on the curve, because it's then I have to cut out this little bit here for the North American bumper stuff. Okay, well, now I'll go ahead and I'll get started here. I'll make this piece that goes around here, starting here around there, in that, make that curve, and the flat piece goes on. I'll plug weld it in four places along here. Just cut out that metal thing for that, and it'll slit flat here, and then this piece will connect to it. Oh, that's fairly complicated. Now I really should put a piece in here too, because that's right to there. But I'm going to put this piece in first, then I'll put in this piece, because that's got the captured bolt there for the thing. Might not have to cut that far, I might just have to go along the edge there. Oh, I don't know. What do you see? Do you see anything there? I can't see. Can't see as well as you can. But along here it's rusted to here, so we'll fix that. And over here we're good all the way around. Okay. Well. And I'm going to run into the same problem here with the floor. Oh well. What the hell, eh? Okay, keep at it. Yeah, so I've cut a piece like on a radius that, what did I use for a radius? You know, you find something that'll work, like a bucket or something. But I found a little bucket somewhere that worked, and I don't know where I put it now. Oh well. Anyhow, so I have to put this piece on here for a lip on it, and then it goes from here to here with the lip on the outside. Then you have to move the lip to the inside for the rest of it, but I'll figure that out as soon as I get this piece on. So, got some welding to do. Yeah, there. Now I just tacked that on there. I'll show you what I'm up to here with this. So that bit there, this cutout bit, goes around that lot there. Something like that, eh? And then that goes in like that. And we'll put a couple of plug welds into it. It'll be cut off right here. I can't point to it, but it'll be cut off at the edge there that you can see. And then I'll add on to it on this side of it to make it right. And then this piece will come around and create a nice back back piece for the bottom of the fender to go onto. And I'll clean this all up. I'll weld it here and weld it on the inside, clean it up, and then carry on to the next step. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to weld if you, like I've got a pair of vice grips clamped in there, and then that holds that there. This is the ground, and you want to watch this? I'll just hang it up here. Covering it up. Can you see that now? Right there, eh? Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Grind it up. This thing. But it's a pain because that just doesn't fit it quite right. Yeah, there, that's a nice finish out here, which nobody will ever see it, but it's got to look nice. Not as nice on the inside here, but that's okay. Now this black line here is where I have to cut it to fit in there, and then this piece here gets a flange on the inside, like because of, I'll show you. Because of this. So that fits up around everything, and that'll sit like that. But you see over here, this edge, this is, that piece there is structure. So I have to get that and put plug welds into that from that side, plug welds into this from the outside. So actually it'll work out all right. And then I have to figure out how to, I have to join another piece to it to get onto into this stuff here. So that's coming up. Whole day to make this thing. Here I am. So I cut out some metal to go in here, and then I tack welded it, tack welded it, tack welded it. So all those pieces are put together now. Now I'll go over to the bench and see if I can make it prettier. I'll put a little bit of a lip on there, so that'll plug weld onto that, and just make this lip here work right. And then it all should, you know, famous last words, it all should just go together right, eh? Maybe before I take it apart, I'll put a Kinko right in there, just so I know where it goes. Yeah, that's the first piece of floor done. It'll sit like that. You won't be able to see it from above, but you will be able to see it from below. Anyway, I'll stick this in with the Kinkos and see how it looks, and then we'll I still have to fix this edge here, that edge, for the oh, what do you call that thing? Flange. Yeah, that's coming together. It fits into the Kinko holes easily, and this part here just falls into place, so that's good. That's nothing's bent out of shape. Now I have to do a little bit of trimming here, a little bit of trimming there, and trim that little piece off of there, and that should do that. Now this part here, I think I'll just put a weld along that right there, and but I may replace that outside piece when I do the when I have the shell off. But first I'll build the floor, then I'll take the shell off, and that'll give us all the parameters where it goes. Enough for today. Get these things off, get that lovely hat off my head, and time to quit. See you tomorrow. Looks like I'm gonna have to tie this down to the floor because it does a bit of walking when it runs. That's okay though. I'll just shut it off for the night. it doesn't seem to be leaking any anymore, so we're happy with it. And this thing here is still turned on, so shut that off. All the things that get turned on. Okay, back again. Oh boy. Anyway, this thing here, I've got it Clecos, not Kinkos, Clecos. I got them held in with Clecos. Clecos? Kinkos? Oh, well, who cares? Anyhow, now I've measured from here, from this edge to that wall over there, and it's 12 centimeters, like it's supposed to be. So now I'll take this thing off of here that I've got Clecoed on, and then I'm going to remove this rest of this floor that's bad and start making a new floor and put the proper, what do you call that, flange on it, and see that it sort of fits into where it's supposed to fit into. Okay, that's what I'm up to. Yeah, I gave this all a bit of a thrashing with the needle scaler. So lots of that. There's likely have to cut out this chunk here, put in new from about here up, but later for that. Now in here, you see it went through those spots there. Didn't even get through the rubber here, but it's underneath. That's all seam sealer there. Anyway, I'll cut up this and across here, and that'll take that floor out of there, because on this side, here's where it is right here, eh? So I just cut up to here and across, and that'll save that. And then this is all right, I think, and this floor right here, right through to there, is bad, so I'll have to put the double layer in here, and that'll work out fine. Okay, cutting. And then this stuff, well, that's pretty easy to cut. Hey, I wonder what that is. Put that in my bag of goodies. Came out with the that there too. Wonder what else is going to come out of there. Don't know. That looks like it's a, I don't know. It's a something, hey? Okay, I'll get this stuff cut out of here. Whoops, get this stuff cut out of here. Is that light in your eye? No. And then I'll start working on making a floor. Because once it's cut out of here, it'll be pretty simple. This part here is good. Okay. And then I saved this little bit here just so I have an idea what it's supposed to look like. It goes right here. And it sort of supports the bottom of the fender. I don't know whether, yeah, I guess it gets, like there should be a seam right along there that gets connected somehow. We'll see. Okay, here I am. Now, I've got this thing here is not supposed to be attached, really. It's supposed to be able to, like there's a drain there. So, I'll get this came down farther to here, but I'll put a piece of metal right across here, and then that'll be the first bit, and then I'll put this piece of metal across here somehow. We'll figure out what we have to do. Sort of got to go from here, whoops, here, all the way to there, and then the flange on it. But the I imagine we can figure that out. So first off, though, let's get the structure it has to live to. So it has to be to here, and there's a piece of metal that goes right across here and straight down, and then that allows it to be hooked to it. Then the next thing is maybe this one here. Yeah, that wouldn't, well, this part here is all screwy, eh? But if I put a piece in here, a new piece in here, and made it to fit to that, that would be a reasonable thing to do, eh? Then I think it just goes down to that level. Okay, that's what I'll do. Okay, so I've filled in that piece there. Then I've got a piece here that'll go across to fill in. I haven't cut this side of it yet, but I built this piece here, which is, I'll pull it off and show it to you, but I wanted to just get everything fitted in and I put it on and put a tack on it in there. Then I'll pull it off and finish it up on the outside here somewhere. Yeah, so there's what it looks like. I'll weld it on the inside and the outside, then I'll cut off that excess on the outside and I'll cut off the excess on the bottom. But that sort of goes the way that the channel is supposed to look. So I didn't get it right on the other side, but this side here I had something to look at to see what it's supposed to look like. Maybe I should have. Who knows. But the way it is the way it is. Now, so I'll weld this up and then I'll cut off the excess and we'll see how it looks. Yeah, find some light here, hey? So here's the little piece, and it's a very small little piece, but kind of intricate the way that it's got that hoopy there and then this here. This is what the fender will sit up against, or the, what do you call that? Is it a fender or is it a, I don't know what it's called. Anyhow, and then I rounded off this outside corner here so that it should be all right. Now, it should go right up in here. I had to get myself twisted around right for that with that hand. Yeah, so it sort of sits right there like that, and then that idea. Then it's got to bend in a bit at the top there. Right there. So we'll just go right like that, and then that's, I'll make sure it gets a nice fit. I might have to cut a little bit more off this end here. So I'll show you when I get it up there. Yeah, so the original piece had this tiny bend like that came out. Now it sort of fits in there just the way I like it. Again, left-handed. I don't know if right-handed is going to help any. So it sits right on there. I had it there perfectly a minute ago before I got the camera out. Yeah, so just like that is where I want it to be. So I'll weld that up and that'll work for the fender brace. Okay. Yeah, so that's about a day's work there all of a sudden. Just about quitting time. Anyhow, that's in. I'll look at the other side here and see what's going on. Oh yeah, I'll give it a bit of a grind on this side here. Now I'm ready to make this next piece here, which goes to here. Now what happens after that? Yeah, it must go over to here somehow. Does it connect on that? I don't know. There wasn't anything there earlier to see what it connected to. But I think it just goes, don't know how it goes there, but we'll figure it out, I guess. Anyhow, this is easy. That's low-hanging fruit, and the floor will go right underneath this. Maybe what I'll do is make it go right to here, and then when I get this fender off, I'll fill in a piece there. That would work. That would work well. So I'll make the floor come out to here and across to here. That'll be a tomorrow thing. Then it hits on there and it hits on here. Okay. Yeah, so you remember that piece that I cut that was wrong. Anyhow, I'm going to use it. I've got it kind of like I did some shrinking on it over on that thing there, the shrinker. And it will fit right in like that. That's where it goes. Right like that. So, and I think I only have to get it to come to about here. So I'll make this end here. Fits right there. Needs to be a bit more curvy on this, or bent down a bit more, but not much. And then it'll fit up in here. Like right on there. And that'll, whoops, where am I pointing? So it'll fit in here right on there, and then I'll be able to, that will define how deep that sits, which I think this one here is pretty close to right. Anyhow, that'll be the plan. So that's tomorrow. See you then. Yeah, so most of the day today was moving snow around again. Anyhow, had to do it all around here, and then go down to Gus's place and help out down there a bit. So I'll maybe get an hour or so in on this thing. Guess I still gotta move a bit of snow right there, hey? Okay. Yeah, so I made up this piece here. It's got a little bit of a curve in it to fit into, well, and it's got the appropriate angle, I hope. So that'll sit like about that and go along about there. So I have to cut that little corner off, I think, but I'll wait until I'm fitting it to the car in actual fact, because it might go that way a bit more. I guess it really doesn't. Yeah, it does matter because there's, we'll see. Anyway, that will fit on there, and I made this little bit of a bump in it right there just so it'll fit over this bump here. And in the car, here we are, in here, oops, pointing down, hey, fits in right about there. Yeah, I guess that's alright. Right about there it fits. So I'll just, I think what I'll do is I'll just tack weld it onto this, and that'll still fall out of there. And then I'll build a bit of flooring to go in there. So maybe I'll just put a piece across up here just to, a couple of kinkos and do it. Kikos. Anyhow, I'll figure out something to make it so that I have a flat floor going across where my hand is sitting there, right? Okay. Anyway, that's coming up. There, I've got sort of, this is the curve that goes around here, and I'll put a flange on that. I'll just, what do you call that? Put a piece of metal in there for a flange up until here, then I'll put another piece in there for a flange. Now, this is holding it tight, this is holding tight here, this is holding, everything's holding tight. So once I get that flange thing figured out on there, I'll pull this whole thing down and just sort of build that floor. And that'll be that, done. Oh, that's recording. Okay, so here I've got that, like, piece of a half-inch piece of metal there for a flange. And I've just got it squeezed in so that it fits, and then I'll hook it on there just by a couple of tack welds along the way. And I'll pull that all out of there. Wait a sec, I'll show you. Here we go. There, that should be good enough. Now I'll get rid of all my paraphernalia here. There. Now I'll pull that, I'll take all that stuff down. 1, 2. Oh boy, more stuff. And I'll just pull those 2 kinkos. I'll bring this whole apparatus down out of there, and that should be my floor. Now, where do I want to have plug holes for this thing? I want one right there, right there, right there, and right, maybe right, no, that's too far. maybe right there I'm going to do it. That one there I won't do because it's off the metal. I don't know if you see that. Anyhow, that's where I'll put plug holes there. Then this could be plug holded. I'll do plug holes on the inside here because that'll be okay. Then I'll fill in that. There's that little piece of should I use that piece? Maybe I'll make a new piece for it, but it'll go in there somehow or other. Okay, that's come along. Yeah, so this piece that's left over from the fender on the other side, right? So I'll just use that, make this filled in. Then there'll be another piece left over from this that I'll use to fill in there, and that'll all be done. So I've scribed it out with a. Let me see if I can get this off of here. Oh, well, that's off. Hey. Oh well. Dear. Yeah. So this piece here will fit up in there, I think. Yeah, pretty close. Anyhow, but I'll cut that out, and that'll work pretty good. But that's for tomorrow. Supper time now, and short day today, but got a few things done that are coming along all right. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Yeah, I've got that scratched on there with a scribe, so I'll just cut out part of it on my metal cutter over here, and then I'll trim it up on that thing. See how that works out. Yeah, the floor is getting there, so just the little piece here can go in here, and that kind of finishes it off all the way around. There'll be another little piece that I'll have to put in the car right when it's in the car, but I made this lip here to fit around the back side. This here I'll fill. I don't know if I should fill it in now or later. Maybe I should fill it in now. We'll just think about that for a bit. Anyway, this can go in, and then it's pretty well done. You can watch this last bit. You know, I kind of forgot about you while I was working on this. Nothing new there, eh? Okay, let's see what I can do. Yeah, so there we are. Grinded it, smashed it down to go into a little bit of submission here, and it seems to be pretty good. So I'll put those plug holes there. I won't do any plug holes on this yet because I'm not decided yet whether I'll do them on the inside or the outside. Otherwise, I think it's pretty near ready to go into the car. I can just put that. I'll worry about that little bit right later because I'm not really sure what's going to happen there yet too. Also, okay, so that's not bad, that little piece. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. It'll be way better than what it was before. I might see if I can flatten it down a little bit more in there. And when I went I welded in this piece here, but then I went and chased down a bunch of pinholes that I had in up here. So that's all looked after. Yeah, that's right up to the edge of it there, hey? And right up to the edge of it here. Let's see what it looks like inside here. That look like it should be. I can't see, you can see better than I can. Anyway, but now, see right here, this has got to be 2 plug holes put in there because that connects to the bottom of that. And then nothing else connects in there. Maybe a little bit over there, maybe not. We'll just see. Anyhow, I'll get that done. Okay, well, where am I? This, I'm going to replace from about here to here, just about that wide. That little bit of rusty bit there. This stuff, that one there is okay. It's just cleaned up. Now, this is all in and it looks pretty good. Now I don't have it, I haven't welded it yet. It's held in by Clecos. I got 4 of them, one here, one here, one here, and one over there, holding it. Now I'm going to go on the outside and figure out where the, maybe I'll put a pair of pliers on here too. Wait a minute. There's, happens to be a pair of pliers right here, waiting for me to, no, they won't do, I need these ones here. There, that brings that to the right level. Now that, I'm going to cut that off there so it'll be a cut and butt thing right there. Anyway, a little bit of light. This all goes around pretty good. There's, I'll be able to make that squeeze in there. This feels nice. So that'll, and I'm pretty sure the tank will fit in there. If the tank doesn't fit, I'll just cut a little, make it so it fits. But I'm pretty sure the tank will fit fine. And now I'll go to the outside. Oh, up and under. There. Tough work that is. Now, on the outside here, let's put the patch panel on there and just see what it fits like. See where, then I'll scratch out the where it goes. Hey. Fits pretty close to that, right? I need to put. Got pliers here. There they are. There. Well, I just glue it on and leave it. Then this little bit here, that's not very much to redo there. But I may have to use this panel right to here, eh? I'll scratch across there and just see where it sits, and then we'll decide what we're going to use. Hang on. Where's my... I'll get my scratcher. Here's my scratcher. Just a little... I've got that point sharpened up. This part here I won't use, I'll just cut it down here somewhere. I might use from here, cut up here. We'll just see. See where that sits. Yeah, I was talking away and there was nothing going on. Hey, it was turned off. Anyway, I'm on the inside here. Like that's one of the holes for holding on the, whatever you call that, trim. And that's the hole for the bumper to hook into. So the metal is fine there. So I might just make my decision based on that a bit. Metal might be kind of suspect behind here. So from this, where my finger is here, up to there, I might take and replace it. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Might replace it all the way along from here down, right? I'll cut it out across here down to here. I'll cut this part out. Then we'll, what should I do? Should I put a couple of Kinkos are, how will I mark that? How will I make it so it's going to be in the right spot? I guess it's pretty easy because of this, right? Okay. Yeah, so now I've got a scratch mark along here that I can cut out. Then down here and then across on the top of that one. So I'll get the cutter and we'll start cutting. Well, gee, I always get scared of cutting, but I guess it's got to go. Oh yeah, I've got this piece in here, like in behind here I have a piece that I've got, so that'll butt up against there, and that'll make it so that I've got a witness place for that to come up against. Okay, that's good, I'm happy. Yeah, here we go. Can you see all the way over there? Yeah. Okay, I'll cut across this scratch line. Yeah, there, that's cut out of there. Now, this piece here, really don't know what it's for. It's like it's more or less just was glued on there. And there's a piece the same on the other side. Maybe just to give it a little bit more backing here, I don't know. Yeah, all the way up here it goes, and it was, I don't know how it was held on there, but I'll leave it. I took off some of it on the other side. That's where the nut or the thing for the, oh, whatever you call that, the trim bit gets held on there. Okay, I'm going to put it up a bit and I'll see what's underneath here. Mostly it's all right in there except for at the edges, eh? And then maybe I'll just cut this out here. Because when I have this on at the right height, 49 centimeters down, then that will become readily apparent what has to be done there. So I'll just cut that bad bit out of there. I'll clean that off a bit first. There we go. Let's see what happens here. There's one of those discs, fiber disc things. Yeah, I got the door open and I got the fan going. Maybe I'll get the dust blower down and blow some dust out of here. It's pretty dusty. Anyhow, this is metal, like I put a magnet on it, sticks to it. Don't know for sure what it is, but it's there. So I will cut across here and down along about like that. And that should, like there was a couple of bubbles up here and they clean right off without any trouble, so it was just water getting underneath the paint. There's one right here that I'm pretty sure will be alright. I'll put some rust converter on that. Anyhow, and I'll keep on cleaning. I'm not going to take the car down to bare metal. And this seems to be just like high build primer, it does, or a little bit of body putty on it. Somebody's been in here working on it before. There was scratch marks, eh? So somebody's done some work on this before. It looks like there was some, maybe some brazing on there. Maybe somebody welded a piece in there. I don't know. But I'll cut that all out of there and then I'll put it up a bit and see what's going on underneath here. Yeah, there. Did some more cutting. This piece here I've got in already. Now I'll clean that up. Clean all that tar off of there, clean that up, and then Really don't know what that piece is for, but some sort of a bracing piece there. And I think it was just glued on, but it seems that the glue came free. Anyway, whatever it is, part of it's down here. So here's a piece I took out. That piece there. So I'll remake that. And see if I can get it back on there. Might use some of this again because it's got the nice curve to it, and just add on to that. Get rid of this glued on piece. That'll just be a bit of heat. Get rid of that. And then I've got some clues about what happens. Okay. But I can also put on the fender bit here, and that'll give me some pretty good clues about what happens. Well, let me clean this stuff up in here, get that tar off of there, and then we'll start fixing that up again. Yeah, so I was wondering how will I make that curve? And I should find a radius for it, but the radius is right here. I'll just take the plasma cutter, cut that curve, and it'll be 1/8 of an inch wider because that's, or you know, whatever that is, whatever the size of the nozzle is on that, a bit wider. And then that'll give me this one here. It fits in, so it goes, I'll show you after I get it cut how it fits up there. But we'll make it so I'll get that cut there, then I'll make it bigger out here. Don't know how much bigger, but big enough to be able to work back towards it. Then I'll be able to get that, just have to take tip it in with just a dolly and a hammer. Yeah, so here's what? Upside down. Upside down, backwards, inside out. There, like this. I never have enough hands. Anyhow, this. That piece fits in there like that. And I'll make this new piece. I have to figure out what way is up, but I think it's like this. Who knows? No, it's got to be like this. I'll have to mark which way is up on this now. So like that. And then I'll make the thing come around. So I have to put a inside curve on that. I'll mark that right now. Okay, I gotta get rid of you. Now I've got this on there, and I can just go around and tap it with the hammer all the way along to make that little bit of a indent in. I'll do that. I wonder, you can't see it from anywhere over here. Maybe over here. Yeah. Working on this piece, and so I put the I got the what's this thing called? It's a bead roller. Put the biggest beads I have on it and made that curve there, and it seems to be coming, you know, it's coming close, coming there, coming there, coming there. It goes up here, right, like this. So in there, that's pretty close to the right angle on everything. Now this, see how this inner bit tips out? So this, I've got to be able to tip that out and then turn that in. That's going to be a challenge. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, we're getting back into the chicken and the egg business here. So this part here has to move that way about a centimeter, or, you know, half a centimeter anyhow, before it's right. So I've got to cut away the stuff that I don't want on here, which is most of it down to here. So I've made a couple of scratch marks on the inside, right down here somewhere where I can see it, and those will be, so I'll cut above that, and then I'll do a button cut thing to make it fit. Then once that's done, then I'll start finalizing how this thing here is going to fit into there, or making a new one or something. Anyhow, figure it out. Yeah, so now I've got that fitted on. It might have to go back just, you know, a quarter, not even a quarter, an eighth of an inch that way. But for rough fitting, I think we're okay there. And then this thing here, it's going to slide in there. If that went back an eighth of an inch, it's going to hit right on that spot there. It's going to hit right on that spot up there. Everything's going to be right. I don't know. It should work. So now what I have to do is, like I made that other bead there just to get that right, just to get the radius for it. So what I'll have to do is I'll cut that off of there, and then I'll put a flange, like weld a flange to it. That should make it work. I think that's a tomorrow thing. Anyhow, that will work. So I'm not going to put any Kinkos or anything in this. I'll just maybe put a couple of marks with the marker and see where it goes. Because this one here, I'm going to cut it across there. That will get rid of any rusty stuff down below there. And it's mostly cut across there anyhow. And then I'll do the button cut down here and do the button cut down along here. And that'll fit in there. But first I'll get this piece built and sort of in place. Then we'll go from there. Okay, back again. Now, where am I? Oh yeah, here. So I've measured down from here to the bottom, 49 centimeters. From here to the bottom is 29 centimeters. And it's just about in the right spot. It'll drop into that curve there. It might come back this way a tiny bit, but I'm pretty satisfied with that. This has got, in behind here, is like right there, there's an eighth of an inch there, or a little bit better for it to move. And now I'll finish, see if I can get this piece here sort of into it. I'll cut that off the bottom and add a lip on it over on the bench, and then see about getting it to the right angle. Okay, that's what's coming up. Yeah, there I've made this piece, and this could be a bit deeper, but it's not bad. And it could be a bit deeper at the end here, but it's not bad. So I welded it up tight on the inside, and I welded it up on the outside, then rounded it off so that it'll fit into here, like that. And I think that's pretty close to right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, what did I do? Yeah, I'm going to take this, bring the welder over, I'm just going to tack it right, you can't see where I'm pointing, okay? Right there, tack it on, then pull this panel off the outside and see how it looks. Because I think it's pretty close to being okay. Anyway, I'll get the welder. Yeah, it seems to fit pretty close on here. Now, what I'll do is I'll weld it on, and then I'll see if I can, like, see how this is tipped out up here? And it's tipped out down there. I'll see if I can then, after I get it welded on, I'll see if I can tip that out a bit, make it, and then I'll fill in that gap there. Whoops, and then I'll fill in that gap. Pointing away over there somewhere, eh? Anyway, that's normal with me. Okay, I'll get that welded on, and at the worst I'll just cut it off again and do it again. Yeah, there, that's fitting pretty close to where I want it to be. And this seems to be right for the distance this way. It's a little, should be out a bit here to meet up with that. But I think what I have to do is I have to cut a relief in here and make it bend out, because I think it kind of, like you can tell by this, it does a whoopie-doo there. Like this has got to be out farther here. Anyhow, I'll work on that. Yeah, so whatever this piece that flops around here is for, I cleaned that off and I put it back in. There was this little tiny piece here missing because it was rusted off. But it just sort of sits in there. I don't know what it does for sure. Anyhow, it'll be there. For whatever reason, it's there. And it'll likely rattle and drive me nuts. Anyway, then I also fixed up, I don't know if I showed you this, but I fixed up where this join is here. And I fixed up where this join is down here. And it seems that the outer plate fits all right. So I think I'm safe to go ahead and start cutting and buttoning that one in there. I'll get it set up and then see how it goes. Yeah, time for some upside down welding. I'm going to put the plug welds in here, and then I'll bring it down and I'll plug weld the glass there, get this thing here sorted out properly. And I've got plug welds ready to go in here as soon as I get this leveled up right. Anyway, that'll be coming. Ah, there, I got this all welded in. Right or wrong, it's there. Who knows, eh? We'll find out how it all fits later. And I made plug weld holes along here, plug weld holes along there. This I didn't do because I don't know what's going to happen there yet. This one here I did the plug welds and did that. I have to fill in that little hole right there. So that's pending. Plug welds right there, underneath here. Anyway, that's in there. So now I got to bring over the brazing machine and we'll see if we can cut and butt this piece in here. Yeah, so there, I did that. I positioned the piece onto the car, then I scratched it in with my scratcher, which is that thing there. Then I cut along the line, came out pretty good. I had to do a little bit of a extra cut right here because I got it wrong, and a little bit extra cutting right there because I got it wrong. But for the most part, it came out nice. A little bit wider gap there, but not bad. Not as bad as what I did with the cut and butt on the other side. So I don't know, one way or the other, it all works. So I'll get this, and it's sitting flat there now. But I think what I'll do is I'll weld that in tomorrow, because it's pretty near. Well, what time is it here? 4 o'clock, and I came out about 11 o'clock today, so that's enough for one day. That'll look pretty good then. That'll be on there and be okay. Yeah, here I'm ready to go. I've checked from that thing there, that little mark I made, down to the bottom right at the edge there is 49 centimeters. From this opening here down to the bottom of the edge is 29 centimeters, so it's in the right spot, and it seems to be dropping into its proper fitting location. So I think okay to go and start brazing it. It seems to sit on there all right. Still don't know what that's for, but it's there. Anyway, what I'm going to do when I finish everything and get it all set, I'm just going to squeeze some glue into that, in behind there, and then squeeze the panels together. Yeah, so there, that's the first run through, and it actually fits pretty nice. I might be more inclined on these big panels to do cut to fit instead of the cut and butt, because long stretches are tough to keep straight, eh? But all depends on how it sits on the panel and what you're doing. There's time and a place for everything. Somebody's worked on this before though, because there's scratch marks on the metal. So anyway, and I got to clean that off up there. anywhere where there's some bubbles, I'll clean it off, and well, I'll clean off a lot of this stuff later when I can open the door in the garage. So now I'm gonna let this cool down, and I'll run another set of tacks on it. Then while I'm waiting for that to cool off, I'll start building this thing here. Likely what I'll do is I'll build the outside thing, outside part to fit in here somehow or other, and then add on a piece to it here to fit in there. That will be okay. Yeah, so how to make this piece right here, eh? This, take a little piece of metal like that, and it's up against the edge there. So that's black mark there is where that bends this way. That black mark is where it bends that way. I'll put that little bend in it. You can sort of see that little bend. And then I'll try and shape it. Yeah, so that's in where I marked it. And the bend's only about that much maybe, eh? So now, a matter of getting that bent around shaped. We'll just see what I can do in the shrinker, eh? We gotta get it into there. See what happens. I'll do some shrinking on it. Oops, I'll do some shrinking on it, and then I'll show you. Yeah, I was going upside down on this thing, so I've got to put the like the flange underneath first, right? It was fitting here a minute ago, but now it won't. Of course, something like that it'll go. Then after that it'll fit right like that. Now I'll put a piece of metal onto the top here and start fitting this. I'll make this little bit here and then see if I can fit the two together. Meanwhile, this is coming along all right. I should scrape that off. I meant to scrape it off more often, but knock everything on the floor. So clean it off with a wire brush. So far, it's pretty successful. A little bit of a dip in here, but I think I can get behind there to pound that out, but who knows. And I can't really get behind it to pound it. I can get behind with a dolly to come up against it. So maybe, we'll just see. Anyhow, I'll finish up welding on this. I've got two more passes to make and a little bit extra right there and there. Okay, so that'll be coming up. I'm gonna grind off some of this stuff here so that it's not so blobby. Now I can see what I've missed, so a little bit here, a little bit there. Mostly this one down along here looks to be pretty well done. Yeah, a little bit there to do. Okay, well, I'll carry on, and I'll carry on building that thing too. Yeah, so there, that's in. There might be a couple of little pinholes here fixed, but maybe one there, maybe no, maybe one there, and one there. I'll fix them. And then this piece here, I sort of got that shaped up a little bit to fit in here, like that. Yeah, and then maybe I'll just tack that in a couple of spots, and then I'll get this piece here fitted to it. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, so I just attached this piece in to, well, first off I finished This is looking good, right? I don't know if I showed you that. So then I tacked this piece in just to sort of fit this piece to it. And I was going to take them out and do them on the bench, but what it sort of just came together here that I can get that on there, and then weld that seam, and that'll be that done. Then I have to just pound this up a bit because I'll wait till it's all welded in before I do that. But, okay, I'll give it a try, getting that in there. Yeah, there, that's started up pretty good. And I'll get this welded around, I'll let it cool off. Can't feel that. That's hot. So I'll let this cool off and then I'll give it another round of welding. And that'll be that panel in, right? What else do I... But I have to do plug welds on the inside. And I'll do that with steel instead of brass. See how that works out. Anyhow, that's looking pretty... And I still have to put that little piece of support in there to finish it off. Okay. Yeah, so as usual, in the last 50 years or so, I'm not the first guy to be onto this right here. Now, when I welded this, then that... It shrunk here. This created an oil can here. That's likely due to some previous damage on here that they pounded out or something. So I'll see if I can get it, I might be able to get in behind there to stretch this weld when I'm done, and that might solve the oil can. If it doesn't, well, it's not really oil canning, it's just a little bit of a, it's got a whoop to it there now. The rest of this panel came out nicely, no problem. There's more body filler over here, halfway scared to look underneath it, but I could check it out later. Anyhow, I'll finish welding this up. There's nothing I can do about that until this is all done and repaired. Yeah, so here you can see where they did, you know, auto body archaeology is that Carter's Auto Restyling says about this. You can see where they did, pounded out there was damage here. They pounded out the dent. They did a good job pounding out the dent too. Then they ran a body file over it just to, you know, make sure that they didn't have any low spots or high spots. And then they just put a skim of body filler over it. So that they did a good job there. And likely the same here, they pounded out this dent, but I don't think they did it perfectly. You can see a couple of pieces. See, there's body file marks all the way along here. So they had pounded on here, a little bit of a high spot there. Didn't get this one just right, and then as soon as I put heat to here, then that reacted. But that's just sort of coming along for the ride of the heat to there, so I'll see what we can do about cleaning that up later. Now, that's looks all right. So, I don't know, you can see there's a bit of a dip here, and then that bit of a, from the previous damage here. So I'm going to see if I can stretch that weld back out somehow or other, and stretch this weld back out, and that might relieve that. See what happens. Yeah, there, helped it out a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's quit oil canning now anyhow, so I'm happy with that. And this stuff down here is solid. Now I got in behind it with this thing here, my skinny thing, and that was able to it. Then I put a bit of heat to this right here, and that helped it some too. But you can still feel a little bit of a divot there, but not like it was. You can sort of see it, I think. Anyway, that's something for bodywork to fix. Otherwise, though, it's all right. Now, I'm going to put it up. There's still this divot in here, too. But that's, when you're working on big panels like that, that happens. And there's no way to get, I can't pound it from behind here. I can get in there to put that behind it, but I can't pound it this way. So that's the way it's. I'll be all right with that. Once we get body work on it, it'll be fine. Now I'll plug weld these on here and those, but I've got the like I put a block of wood on this side here so that it doesn't make a dimple. It makes, yeah, it just sort of pushes it all in all the way along. So I'll put another pair of pliers here and put a pair of pliers here and get these 3. Then I'll put the pair of pliers over here and get these. And I'll save that for last. Okay. Yeah, there. I got that. Oh, have that welded in. Plug welded there. So that's all plug welded there. Then I've sort of got that together up here. Not great, but it's okay. Then this bit here is a couple of pinholes there to fix. This bit here is I'll fix that next week. And the same with this. I'll fix this next week and do the back rear valance here. Likely be able to move on to other stuff after that. We'll see. That got hot. Anyway, I'll fix up everything at the back here next week, and for today I'll finish up. I'll get the paint off that, then put some of that body filler stuff on there, and that will be enough for the day. Okay, see you later. Yeah, so I tried shrinking here, and it helped a bit too. This is high, that's low, but I think I'm going to be, there's lots of low in here. So I'll just have to be happy with what I have here and fix it with a bit of body filler. It won't take too much, but it'll take some. Anyway, whilst I was getting prepared, right here, I just noticed a little nick in it. And so I touched it, and of course the metal went right through. Somebody has definitely been here grinding before. And so, oh well, that's all right. Now I'll just, I'll put some of that gray stuff over the welds here, in there. Not in here yet because I'm not finished with this. This will be a next week thing down in there. Anyway, but let's get the gray stuff on here, and then that'll be it for this. Yeah, okay, here's this. Got this stuff. Oh, just about losing it. Yeah, that'll be enough for today, and enough for this video. I think I'll have to cut it off here. It's getting long. Anyhow, so this side here and the other side, quarter panels or that patch panel is in and welded in with brazing brass or whatever. And I built this floor piece here. Maybe I'll get the light. Hang on. Yeah, a little bit of light. So I built this floor piece in here, and it's all welded in. Still have to finish that little hole over there, which I'll do next week. Along with this edge here, I'll do this edge down here. I'll do next week. But it's looking pretty good. Looking like it's all coming back together to be a real car. And now next week I'll do the rear valance, and I'll do the rocker panel on right here. Just needs a bit of work. I think the inside stuff is all okay. And the floors in the car need to be finished up. There's some plug welding to do over there, which upside down welding, my favorite. And right underneath where this suspension bracket fits on the other side. Anyhow, I'll show you that next week. So, coming along pretty good. Hope you enjoyed it all. And come on back for more. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Yeah, so we had a bit of we had an ice storm one day, and then 2 days later we got this great big blow through that made big drifts everywhere and blew the snow all over the trail here. And the tractor wouldn't come any farther than here. And I usually go down to about there with the tractor. And then the next day I decided, well, I'll take my snowshoes and try and make a trail down. got about 20 feet because I was just punching through too much. But now it's stiffened up a bit, and there's been some other people out with snowshoes, so I'll adventure down to the beach, I hope. See how things go. The doggy has been 3 or 4 days since I was down at the beach. Yeah, so it was only the first 150 meters up there that was badly drifted up. This stuff here is, I really don't need snowshoes here, but they're on. So I'll just carry on down to the bottom and see how things are. Okay, made it. They're working all right, these things. And the doggy's there. Lots of open water there now. The wind's been blowing offshore from the west. The west is behind me here. So, wind's been blowing offshore. And cleaning the ice out of the bay. Or pushing the ice to the other side of the bay. Whatever the case may be. Snowshoes make a lot of noise when you're walking. Unless it's real powdery snow. Yeah, clear water out that way. Lots of ice over on that side. And my iceberg is still there. Grounded out. And doggy is there somewhere. Can't really tell. Okay, that's good. See you later.